Hey, it's me, Paul again, and in this video I'm going to show you how to review and adjust the messaging. And then in the last set of videos I'm going to show you how to go ahead and set up these start and stopping goals here. So everything lives in one single contacting sequence, and all the language and messaging is in here ready to go out of the box. It's been written in such a way that you should be able to launch it without making any adjustments, but based on your particular brand and what you're selling and how you want people to follow up with you, you may want to go ahead and make some changes here. So I'm not going to go ahead and cover how to use the actual email builder because there's plenty other tutorials for that. But what I will do is give you a couple suggestions of things that you may want to look at and things to keep in mind and consider here. So for example, this very first "just missed you" text is the longest text of the entire process here. You can see that it's about 210 characters, which means that it will be 2 sends. Anything more than about 160 characters is technically more than 1 send, so it can get costly. But the general idea here is you're introducing yourself with the company, and I just try to get in touch with you. Looks like I missed you. Let me know when it'd be a good time to chat. Because this gets triggered the moment that, remember, you make that first outreach attempt and you don't reach them. Either they just don't pick up or you have to leave a voicemail. So feel free to adjust this language if you want, and you can see a preview of it here. The other thing you'll want to do is make sure that you do review the double opt-in message if you haven't configured this already. And if this is your very first time sending text messages, you're going to want to go ahead and get your number secured and go through the process to claim that. So for the rest of these, you can see that the rest of these emails are going out at about 5 o'clock. The reason we do this is strategic. We're doing this to give you time, or your team's time, to indicate that we have actually heard back from this person. So setting it by 5 o'clock at the end of the day is a safe bet. The only email that goes out at any time is 1 hour after this initial one that says, hey, I missed you earlier. All of these are written in such a way that they're very casual, very transactional, and they're all using the owner's email signature. So whatever user is assigned to this person. So for example, hey, I'm Paul with BPro. I just tried to get in touch with you, but I missed you. Can you let me know a good time to chat? Remember, strategically, the entire point of this is to get people to respond to this and move ahead in the sales process. Even if it's a, hey, no, we're not interested, move them to lost. That's okay. These are just asking for an email reply. Depending on your business, you may want to modify this to include a link to a calendar so people can book on their own, and that's totally okay. So that's really all you want to do is go through these emails and double check that the language works for you. And these are also configured to come from the contacts owner with some basic subject lines in here. So that's pretty much it. What I would recommend doing is just going through in each of these and just making sure it works for your brand. And the other thing to keep in mind is the time of day. So for example, haven't forgotten about you, that goes out basically 2 full weeks after you started reaching out to them, right? This email starts off with a good afternoon because we know it's going out at 5 p.m., for example. One other thing to keep in mind is if you want to see what this is going to look like, you can always go ahead and preview this and get a sense of what the email is going to look like, what it's going to feel like. So again, depending on your brand voice and how you talk to people, you might not use emojis, and that's totally okay. You can see that this is general enough, though, that you should be able to use it 90% out of the box. So if you are using calendar links, for example, you could change this to say, hey, give me a call back here, or schedule a time using my calendar, and then you would link to that. So that's pretty much it. So your next step here is to go through all of these messages and just make sure that they make sense for your brand, your voice, and what you're trying to do. But always keep in mind why we're emailing or texting them in the first place. You've made some kind of initial outreach. We have not heard back from them. That's it.